Hi everyone, I'm Meredith, and I've been part of Invent the Summer since the very beginning, starting as a participant. Now I serve on the Senior Board of Engineers, but today is extra special because my brother Caleb is one of our graduating members of our very first Junior Board of Engineers. We're excited to celebrate our 4 founding board members by asking them a few questions as they wrap up their time with us. Let's kick off with Peter. What inspires you to start Invent the Summer?
Basically, like my whole life growing up, I was always thinking of new things I could build. And then one winter day, I was sitting in my room reading a book, and I was getting pretty tired, and I wanted to go to bed. I remember putting the book down, having to walk across the room to turn off the light and get back into bed. And at that point, I was no longer tired. And then I immediately got this idea of somehow I had to create something to be able to turn the light on and off from my bed. And this was a pretty late night because a lot of the solutions did not work. But eventually I got it to work, and it was this amazing feeling. And then I just wondered what other people would do to kind of solve the same problem. And then the idea just came up. We'd start a program where we present problems, and we could see how many different solutions different kids came up with. It was just a really cool idea, and I think it turned into something great.
The rest of you started as participants in 2019. What made you want to do the weekly challenges?
So I started participating in Invent the Summer this summer before my 7th grade year. And I participated through Excel summer camp. So every Monday we would have a STEM day, and one of the weeks we had the Build a Bridge challenge shown to us, and then they had all of the campers create their own solutions for that challenge. That's how I really got into it.
I remember the first Invent the Summer challenge ever, the egg drop. I wanted to do it. It was only the last Sunday that I got around to it. And then I had a ton of fun with it. I did it with my sister. I also really enjoyed watching watching other people's submissions. And then next week, when the Marshmallow Bridge Challenge was released, I did it like the first day, and then I ended up winning that challenge, which was just awesome. I got my first Invent the Summer shirt. And then from there, I just did all the rest of the challenges.
What did you think when Peter asked you to join the board of Invent the Summer?
When Peter asked me to join the board, I got very excited because I felt like, wow, I get to kind of see like the behind the scenes of how this whole thing works. So he had like a website, videos, stuff like that. I was very excited to be sort of behind the creation of all these things, especially like video editing and like making graphics and just doing the silly little skits. I thought would be very fun to do, so I was very excited.
I just remember it was awesome because I'd done all the challenges throughout the summer. I really enjoyed them. It was awesome to be able to then be behind the scenes creating the challenges and coming up with the ideas.
What was your most challenging challenge as a participant?
For me, my most challenging challenge would definitely be the balloon-powered failures. As some of you have probably seen already, it was like the inspiration behind Epic Fails. For me, that was very difficult because like, oh, you just hook a balloon up to a car and it makes it go. And I had like Legos, so I just used that, which probably was not the right choice because those are kind of heavy.
My most challenging challenge was the solar oven challenge, especially because I kind of made what like most people picture when they picture like the at-home solar oven, which was cardboard box and the syringe wrap or whatever it's called what is it? Saran wrap. And like all the counselors at my camp were like, Jane, this is not working. And I'm like, no, I had to like delusion myself. I'm like, no, this is toasted, it's working. It wasn't working.
What has been your favorite part of filming for Invent the Summer?
My favorite part of filming is the parts that you guys don't see at home. It's all the attempts and fails to read our scripts. Everyone tries to do it in one take every time.
One take Pedro.
Yeah, they would call me one take Peter because for the most part I'd be able to do this in one take only every time.
Hi Peter, here from Sorry, that wasn't very good. Stupid bracelet. But it must be able to, bug. Able to float, bug. I was just about to go and then you raised your eyebrows.
But yeah, the funny parts was definitely when we messed up the scripts and we had to retake the same scene over and over again. and we'd be tripping over the same words.
My favorite part of filming was definitely repeatedly being told I need to bring the fire and the energy and the enthusiasm.
Bring the fire! Bring the fire!
Because I tend to just, if I'm not intentionally doing it, I tend to just speak in a monotone, which is not make for an engaging video.
What are some of the challenges of filming?
So some of the most difficult parts of filming is because we're filming this in our backyard, just like all of you at home. It's very difficult for us to get a clean sound. A lot of times we'll have just a car just zooming by, or a wood chipper just constantly going, or maybe there's bad weather, or a giant shadow suddenly comes in halfway through, or bugs and stuff. So we just have to deal with a lot of challenges of just sounds from the outside. It's often very difficult, but very funny.
Bored to look.
Stop.
For example, the sirens in the background.
Or the thunder.
Or that.
Do you have a favorite challenge from all your years of Invent the Summer, either as a participant or as a judge?
Yes, my favorite challenge is the same challenge every year, which is the Rube Goldberg Challenge. I think my favorite part is that there's never been the same solution. Other challenges, we will see, there's a lot of different solutions, but a lot of them are similar. We'll see some repeats. The Rube Goldberg Challenge, there's never been anything really remotely close to each other, which I think is just very cool to see.
My favorite challenge would be the vending machine challenge. I just like the concept, and I think it's very fun having to recreate a very electronic item that you see in your everyday, and then try and make it out of cardboard or at-home tools.
I'd say my favorite challenge was the Build a Boat challenge that I participated in the first year of Invent the Summer. Looking back, I have no idea how my solution actually floated, but I just had so much fun making it.
I think my favorite challenge when I was participating was the bionic arm challenge. The idea that I was able to make such a design like that out of cardboard and string and tape was really exciting for me, and then gave me this idea that certain complicated designs or machines can be more simple the more you look at it.
How has Invent the Summer changed over the years?
I feel like the biggest change, especially for me working with a lot more people, originally just the 4 of us, whereas now I think, how many people do we have? I think it's 15 or so? I don't know. 17? Wow. So yeah, a lot of people that you have to collaborate with and make sure things get done on time in order to get the challenges out. It's very complicated.
When we first started, it was just me doing this, and with some help from my mom. And then as the years have come, like Brooke said, we've added more and more people, which has been a huge help. And then the other thing I'd say, adding in-person workshops. Started out, the first many years, it was all online video solutions. And we rarely got above 50 participants, I'd say. And now, starting last year, we started doing in-person workshops, and we've gotten upwards of 100. That's been a huge part of our growth.
Do you have a favorite filming memory?
Some of the things I like with the filming process are the rule bits that we do, because it's always so funny to try to get the idea that we have and that we've written down into an actual video. I remember, I think Peter dragging me on a sled across the camera. One time we were using stomp rockets and they were going all over the place. We got one lost on the roof.
So my mom, being the supportive mother that she is, would watch the challenge released videos every week at work. And especially in 2020, when I was at home, I would get texts from her that were like, what happened to Caleb? Because every other week he would have a new injury going on. Or she would also be like, why isn't Caleb putting some oomph into
some fire
into his videos? And so she really enjoyed watching you grow, and she was really excited to see you graduate at Farmington High School.
So what kind of injuries have you had over the years?
I've dislocated this shoulder 4 times, this one once, sprained my ankle, bashed both knees repeatedly, got shin splints so bad I needed to be on crutches for a month, bruised my appendix. Yeah, I've had a lot of ER visits.
Whatever happened to Invent the Summer Man?
No one really knows where he went or who he was. He kind of just disappeared on us. Might have been an accident. Maybe he has to help someone else somewhere. No one really knows.
As we all know, Invent the Summerman is a time traveler. So my route running theory is that his time machine broke while he was in the past, and so he's stuck there.
Will you continue to help with Invent the Summer in the future?
I can see myself working with Invent the Summer in the future through helping out with their workshops that we have. We have ones in libraries, we have ones with the Boys and Girls Club, and different programs throughout the state to make sure that we can really engage these kids that are kindergarten to 6th grade.
Looking back, what are some of the most valuable things you've learned from your time with Invent the Summer?
I think one thing that I've really grown in is how to work in teams with other people. Because obviously group projects at school help towards that, but those are only like a week long, maybe a month if it's a big project. But with this, for multiple years on end, you're working with the same people and you build these relationships and you learn how to work with them better and how to delegate tasks. You learn what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and how to split up the tasks to play into those.
I think a common misconception with joining Invent the Summer leadership is that you have to want to major or you have to want to go into STEM. And I myself, I'm going to be majoring in journalism next year, and although that isn't STEM related, I've definitely gained a lot of skills from Invent the Summer, things like script writing and things like being on camera and reading off a script while on camera. Like, these are skills that are relevant and very relevant in the journalism world, and I'm really glad I got to develop those skills here.
What I've taken away is a lot of filming and public speaking and better collaborating with others, and generally learning a lot of different creative ways people think, especially with reviewing all of your wonderful challenge videos.
I picked up a lot of valuable skills from both the junior and senior board. Starting off on the junior board, I think we all learned a lot about being on camera and working as a team within a business, where we would come up with ideas for the challenges, do all the videos together, do the scenes together, and then moving up onto the senior board, we learned more of how to run the business. We definitely all developed much better leadership qualities, and we learned kind of how a business runs.
On behalf of the entire board, past and present participants, parents, and our community, thank you. You didn't just start a program, you built a tradition, and we cannot wait to see where life takes each of you next.
I'm Brooke, and I'm studying a Bachelor of Science of Computer Science at the University of Hartford.
I'm Caleb, and I'm studying aerospace engineering at Purdue.
My name is Jane, and I'm going to Boston University to study journalism.
I'm Peter, and I'm going to Amherst College, and my major is undecided.
As for me, I'm not going anywhere. Invent the Summer is here to stay. We'll take it from here.
InventTheSummer.org. Do you ever get bored in the summer? Do you want to participate in weekly engineering challenges?
Do you want to keep building brain cells all throughout the summer?
And do you want to win fun prizes? If you said yes to any of those questions, or no,
then you've got to check out Invent the Summer.